Okay, this is Michael Pepper for MMABay.co.uk in association with FightDentist.com with UFC middleweight and the man who will face Michael Bisping at UFC 105 on November the 14th, Denis Kang. Thanks for joining us today, Denis.
Thank you.
First off, we've recently learned, like I've just said, that you're going to be facing Michael Bisping at UFC 105 in Manchester. How did the fight come about, and what are your thoughts on your opponent?
Actually, the first thing I heard about it was you calling me about it and asking me if there have been some rumors circulating on the internet, so I didn't really know anything about it until then. And then I called my manager to see what was up, and he said, well, he was in talks with negotiations, but nothing was set yet. I was being considered along with a few others, and about a week later, it was confirmed.
Okay, Bisping's coming off a tough loss, and he's going to be out to impress in front of his hometown crowd. Do you think fighting such a popular fighter in his own backyard will affect you at all, or is this just another fight for you?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just another fight. I fought guys in their hometown before, so it's no big deal.
Okay, you've made a few comments in the press this week. A couple of quotes from you. You're going to beat his ass.
Yeah.
And he's just a sack of flesh and bones to pound on. I mean, those comments have been sensationalised by the press this week. Do you want to explain or expand on those comments at all?
No, I said beat his ass, of course, because I'm coming in with the winning mentality. I always come in. I'm not gonna say, well, I expect that I'm gonna get my ass beat. You know what I mean? And sack of flesh and bones. That just means I'm not making the fight personal. He's just some clone, some human, nameless, faceless human across the octagon from me. You know what I mean?
Okay, you've had mixed results since arriving in the UFC. You got caught by Alan Belcher, UFC 93, and you got an impressive decision win against Professor X at 98. With the current spate of roster cuts going on in the UFC, do you feel any pressure to perform at UFC 105?
No, not really. I never think of that. You know what I mean? I think I'm pretty confident with my standings with the UFC. I just concentrate on my training and on the fight ahead.
Okay, you're only 31, but you are somewhat of a veteran in MMA terms. You've had 46 fights now in the sport.
Is that what it is? Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't even know.
In a sport where someone can be champion with only a few fights under the belt, how important do you think it is modern day experience going into a fight?
It's really important. It's important in the training, but in the fight as well. In the training, you know a lot more about your body and about the right kind of preparation that you need. In terms of periodization, peaking on time, and such. And in the fight, it's just experience. You've gone through a lot more. There's a lot. The more fights you have, the less surprises you'll have in the actual fight.
Okay, you've come into the UFC, you've competed over in Pride and a number of other organisations over the years. You've used different techniques such as stomps and soccer kicks and things like that. How difficult was it for you adapting to the UFC's set of rules, and would you like to see anything added to the rules?
Well, it wasn't that difficult. The biggest thing was my first fight. I kind of forgot that I could use the cage a little bit more to my advantage. You know what I mean? And maybe I wasn't as good as elbows as I would have liked to have been. I'd fought with those rules before, so it was not completely foreign to me. And as far as seeing things added, not really. I think it's fine the way it is.
Okay, you've been known for competing in a number of tournaments over the year. Do you prefer the tournament style, and is that something you'd like to see the UFC possibly work in the future?
I really do like the tournament style. They are hard on the body, though. You definitely do. The body does take a beating, but yeah, I would. Man, it would be awesome if the UFC brought back tournaments. I don't think they will. I really don't think so. But because there's too many, it's too unpredictable. There's always people dropping out and getting injured and things like that. But man, if they did, it would be awesome. I think it's a real it's a real test of it's almost like a gauntlet or a trial, or how, I don't know how best to describe it, but you really get to see who's the raw and toughest guys out there. Of course, there's a lot of luck involved. There's guys who get buys, or there's like reserve fighters who who end up winning tournaments sometimes. But I mean, that's part of the fun right there. It's like a tournament tells a story basically, and you never really know what's going to happen. Nobody knows.
Okay, going back to your opponent, Michael Bisping, everybody knows he shot to fame as a contestant on the Ultimate Fighter reality show. What are your thoughts on the show, and would you ever consider becoming a coach of maybe a Korean or Canadian team?
Oh, I would love to be a coach on the Ultimate Fighter show. Man, I would be so happy to do it, and I think I would be. I do teach, and I have taught for a while, and I love it. It's another one of my passions aside from training and competing, and I consider myself a fairly competent coach. And if I were given this opportunity, I would jump at it for sure. Can you get me in?
Well, we can ask Dana White.
Yeah, no, but I would love to, man. It would really be good. I would put my heart into it if I were given the chance.
Okay, there's a lot of talk, as always, about the UFC expanding into different areas in the world. Japan, the Philippines, Australia, just a few that's been mentioned. Korea's also been mentioned. What would it mean for you to fight on a UFC fight card in Korea?
It'd be important because I'd be going back to Korea where I fought a while ago. I think I fought there about a year ago, but even before then I was fighting quite a bit, and I've got a huge fan base, So it would definitely give me a chance to retouch with all my Korean fans over there, and I think the UFC could do very well over there.
Finally, what can UK fans expect from you at UFC 105 in Manchester?
Man, I'm going to come out and throw bombs, like I always do. Everybody knows I've got a pretty explosive and athletic style, So when I do something, go for a move or punch or takedown or whatever, it's usually pretty dynamic, So couple that with, Michael Bisping also has a good aggressive stand-up style and decent ground as well. So I think it's going to be, in the words of Bisping, it's going to be a night to remember.
Okay, are there any sponsors you'd like to mention before we wrap it up?
No, I can't think of any. I know I forget some, so I won't do any.
Okay, this has been Michael Pepper for MMABay.co.uk in association with Fight Dennis with UFC middleweight Denis Kang. Thanks, Dennis.
All right, Mike. Thanks a lot.